120 people, 120 stories, 120 pairs of eyes shining with relief at receiving care they had once believed they had no right to expect. When the last storms quieted, I knew I couldn't leave the inheritance sitting idle in my account like some private trophy. Eleanor never wanted her legacy trapped in petty squabbles. She wanted it to touch real lives, to reach those left behind. So I used the entire sum to transform an old warehouse on East Colfax into the Eleanor Whitman Community Clinic, a place where anyone could walk through the doors, no matter who they were, where they came from, or how much money they had. The wooden sign carved with her name hung right above the entrance, and every time I looked at it, I felt as though Eleanor's gentle smile was there again. We managed to hire 2 doctors who had grown up in the neighborhood, a group of young nurses, and even a pharmacist who had once been a patient at the hospital where I worked. They didn't come just for a job, they came because they shared the belief that healthcare should never be a privilege. On opening day, I had no idea how many people would come. I stood on the front steps, gripping my clipboard so tightly my knuckles whitened, nerves buzzing like it was my very first shift as a nurse all over again. Then they began arriving, a young mother with 2 small children in tow, an elderly man leaning on a shaky cane, a young immigrant guiding in his mother who spoke no English. They kept coming, one after another. By the end of the day, we had served 120 patients. 120 people, 120 stories, 120 pairs of eyes shining with relief at receiving care they had once believed they had no right to expect. Those small moments, added together, gave me the answer I had been searching for. Eleanor's legacy wasn't a number in a bank account. It was the power to turn an idea into a refuge for people who had nowhere else to turn. I rested my hand on the edge of the frame, my chest tightening. Eleanor, now I understand, you never meant to leave me just money. You left me courage, the courage to stand tall and say no. You left me the belief that love is what makes a family. And you left me the strength to keep walking, even when everyone else turns away. In that moment, I realized I was no longer the child left out of family photographs, no longer the woman bowing her head under shouted accusations. I had found my place, not in the cold halls of the Whitman house, but in the smiles and trembling thank yous of a new community. And that, to me, was worth more than any inheritance.